Good morning, my big brother friends. It is Wednesday, September 14th, and I have stuff to talk about. I guess I did talk to you yesterday about noonish with the news of Monty and Taylor, but let's do a quick little recap of that for those of you that may have missed it for some reason. I don't know who you are, but there's a couple of you out there, I'm sure. So, on Tuesday morning, first of all, Monty, Taylor, Brittany, and Turner have been staying up late every night. I'll tell you a little secret. It's 4:30 in the Big Brother house right now, ish. 4:30 a.m. ish, somewhere in that range. And they're up right now still. The four of them are up right now. Now they are inside. They're playing cards as we speak. They were up at this time yesterday as well when I first talked to you, when I did my first podcast recording yesterday. And then Brittany went off to bed, and then the three of Taylor, Monty, and Turner trickled inside because they were outside, and initially they were all supposed to go upstairs, but apparently Turner didn't make it, and Taylor, but Taylor, I don't know, some people said they were all supposed to sleep upstairs and Turner didn't make it, or Turner said that apparently, but also Taylor asked to sleep upstairs because her sheets were dirty. And in the end, Turner and Monty got quite snuggly, quite comfy with each other, and we think lots happened. But we don't know for sure because Big Brother cut the feeds with them kissing at 8 a.m. Yeah, 8:06 a.m. by my Big Brother clock. Big Brother time is when the feeds cut, and they were down for 2.5 hours, and they came back and they were still in bed, but they were sleeping. And then they got up, but they certainly implied with each other in a few comments they made that a lot happened. There was a little bit of snuggling before they got out of bed, when they got out of bed. But they really didn't, there was no like romantic innuendo going on. It was much more of a flirty sexual nature when they would talk to each other alone. They might broach the topic or say, wow, I'm worn out, or, this or that, or I posted a video clip from last night where they were alone and they had a household room, and Monty said he didn't work out today. He was stretching to kind of, and he needed to get in shape, even though he didn't have to be, even though he wasn't going to compete and they had a household competition, he had to be ready for other things, and to which Taylor said, oh, what other things? And he just said, oh, just whatever comes up. So it was very much innuendo going on, and so that's they're definitely, it seems to be more of a purely sexual thing right now, not a romantic kind of a thing. And my question was, is it going to happen again today, or last night, or tonight, as it were? Well, they're still up. They fell asleep last night with the lights on when I petered out, which was like at what was it, about 11:30, I think, Big Brother time. 12:30, no, 10:30 Big Brother time is when I bailed, and they were actually all asleep, but they got back up. At least I think Brittany got up too, so they all got back up for a while, and then Brittany's back asleep, I think, and everybody else is playing cards. I don't think there's been any major game talk since I last saw them. Remember, both Taylor and Alyssa are nominated, so the two of them are hanging out with Turner and Monty. So if all four of them are together, there's not much opportunity for game talk, and there really isn't much game talk to be had. Monty is for sure all about, he won't talk game with Alyssa, says he hasn't made up his mind. But with Turner and Taylor and Brittany, it's all about how Alyssa's going. So that's where that stands. Brittany definitely feels like she knows she's going, or she knows Alyssa's going, but Brittany feels excluded anyways, which she kind of has been. But she's also kind of self-isolating. So, anyways, it seemed like, I thought for a brief moment, or some of us thought, if Alyssa or Turner figure out that Taylor and Monty were together, they might decide, you know what, we got to get rid of Taylor because now she's a threat to our game. But Turner and Monty are not letting on. And even yesterday after they woke up, Taylor said to Monty, we can't tell anybody what happened. We have to keep this a secret. And Monty seems more than willing to keep it a secret. We thought he might spill to Turner, but he didn't. We thought they also might pick up on it. Some people think that Turner and Alyssa know. No, they don't think they know at all. I don't think anyone even is slightly suspicious of Monty and Taylor. So, Monty and Taylor, Monty and Taylor, I don't know if anything's going to happen again tonight or not. But right now, the four of them are together. It may. At this point, I'm not thinking anyone's going to figure out that relationship, though. So that's not a potential game changer. But something else did happen yesterday that was a potential game changer. So, a couple of things here, because I have to preface this with, right now, Turner doesn't seem to be planning to give Alyssa a sympathy vote, and she'd been asking for a sympathy vote in some way. She'd been hoping for it, and Turner had talked about possibly doing it. But Alyssa got a bit aggressive last night and did say to Turner, I'd be really disappointed if you didn't, give me a sympathy vote after all we've been through. If you end up not voting for me at all, then I don't think I can vote for you. I don't think I can vote for you to win. So if you're up against Taylor or Turner or Taylor or Monty in the end, and you vote me out tomorrow or Thursday, well, then I'm probably going to give them my vote. Okay, so if Turner's being accurate, and we can only go on his retell, because he told Alyssa that he was definitely voting to keep her, but then he went to Monty and said, "I'm really kind of bothered with Alyssa threatening me like that." He said, it bothers me that she would do that. So, and by the way, Monty had said early on that, he doesn't really want to have to break the tie. He really wants Turner to vote out Alyssa. And he said, just tell Alyssa that you knew that Monty was going to break the tie, so you just voted because you didn't want to make way. So that, preface all of this with that knowledge, okay? I understand all that. I'm just wishful thinking here, and it will definitely make the TV show, so you're gonna see it, because it will definitely get people thinking, oh my gosh, because remember, we have Alyssa and Taylor nominated at this point, so Brittany is safe, but Brittany, I think I mentioned it, I said Sunday night, Brittany did a 2-hour plus talk with with Monty, and Taylor was in the room, trying to get a Final Three alliance set up with Monty and Taylor. And for the most part, Monty just kind of dressed her down and talked about how she made threats to his game. Why should I trust you? Da 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 da. The whole Kyle revelation that they did that he felt like was delayed in being done. There was lots and lots of things that Monty did. And it just kind of tore into Brittany, and it seemed to kind of be you could tell she was kind of like a bit shell shocked, and so that bothered Brittany. And then yesterday, at some point during the day, she was, I think, talking to herself and talking about how the other four in the house are going around, or even the three, not including Alyssa, are kind of hanging out together, and she realizes that she's completely the odd person out. They aren't including her in anything. And she kind of knows that, wow, I'm screwed, and that's accurate, and it's fine. But it kind of weighed on Brittany, I think. And so last night, I want to say it was 7:48 p.m., and I say that because I wrote down the time when I tweeted the video link. But you can check my tweets. Brittany and Alyssa are laying in bed. while the other three are upstairs. No, Turner was actually in the diary room, but Monty and Taylor were upstairs. But Alyssa and Brittany have been sleeping next to each other. And Brittany sits up and rolls over and looks at Alyssa and goes, okay, you can't tell anyone this, but I'm probably going to vote to evict Alyssa, to vote to evict Taylor. And if you're true, if you really, because and my prefaces with Alyssa was telling Brittany that I think I think I can get Turner's sympathy vote. I want to get Turner's a sympathy vote. I've been working on the sympathy vote kind of an angle. And Brittany's like, if you can get Turner as a sympathy vote, I am going to vote to evict Taylor, and that'll be a 2-0. It's either going to be 2-0 or 1-1, with the one vote being her to evict Taylor, not Turner. And she says, if I do this and it doesn't work, I'm screwed. And kind of, I think she kind of knows, even if I do it and it works, I'm still kind of screwed. But she's realized that she's kind of screwed the other way too. She's screwed with Turner, Monty, and Taylor anyways. So she's kind of taking a bit of a leap here and just go, you know what? I'm not going to be any good with those three, so I might as well see if I can get Alyssa along and kind of mess with Monty's head, right? And in essence, Turner's head. So she said, you cannot tell Turner this plan, because Alyssa said, talked about talking to Turner. No, you can't tell Turner. Turner cannot know that this is happening. He will have to be blindsided too. That's what you have to do, because if he gets wind that I'm thinking of doing this, then they'll walk with Monty and they will undo this. They will make sure it doesn't happen, and I'm screwed. She kind of knows she's going to be screwed anyways. At least that's my impression. So, I'm tweeting about this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this could be a thing, and I'm getting poo-pooed and shut down, and Turner's not going to vote for, gives Alyssa a sympathy vote. I'm thinking, why? I don't know. I understand that Turner was kind of annoyed talking with Monty, but Alyssa is actually a fairly good actress when she needs to be, when she's in on a plan. She wasn't included in a lot of plans, and they weren't secretive, but when she was on the Fry Fest coming back inside, she sold that thing, hook, line, and sinker, when they were doing the after party or whatever it was. However they did the whole thing, that was she was selling that, and so I could see, and so she hasn't really talked to Turner. She talked to Monty briefly and did the whole, well, I just hope that if it's a tie, you can keep me in. And Monty was just totally like, I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't talked game with Turner at all. He just totally not being truthful with her, which is fine, and not telling her how things were. But I didn't see that she talked with Turner overnight since she had her last conversation, which was before they fell asleep last night and before she actually talked to Brittany. So Alyssa's basically got a day to really work on Turner for a sympathy vote. I don't think she's going to pull it off, but I'm still hopeful. And it will be shown on TV. They will definitely show Brittany saying, I'm going to vote, and she sounds like she may vote. I mean, she may change her mind again too. All right, this may all be a pipe dream on my part. And I realize there's some Taylor fans out there listening to me right now. They're going, no, I don't want Taylor to go. I'm not trying to root against Taylor, but I'm just like, oh my God, this would be epic. This would be epic for Brittany and Alyssa, two people who the rest of the house has written off as the next two to go. If they flipped the script and got rid of Taylor, and then two of them were to be competing against Turner for next head of household, right? Because Monty can't compete. So it'll be 2 versus 1, and it's still going to be, it's at this point it's going to be 2 versus 1 the other way if Alyssa goes, because Taylor and Turner will very likely at least plan to target Brittany, but of course one of them could go depending on how the power veto goes. So it's just, it's just interesting, and it's fun to think about, and it's a hell of a lot more, interesting than Alyssa's going. So I was eating it up. I'm still excited about the possibility, and I'm hopeful that we'll see Alyssa do some work today. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm still hopeful. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to say keep your fingers crossed. I'm just looking for excitement and interest. So I hope at least some of you are like, ooh, this would be kind of fun. And it was fun. I did post the video last night where Brittany rolled over and started talking to Alyssa. Now, I didn't include I could only include like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and as it happened, I edited it down, so I got it down to just under 2 minutes. But all it shows is Alyssa saying, this is what I'm going to do. You can't tell anybody. If it works, we'll keep you. Monty won't be able to compete in the head household, yada, yada. And then she went on to explain because, Monty just ripped into me for 2 hours Sunday night and told me how I was threatening him and stuff. And, so I don't have a shot with him anyway, so I might as well do this. And again, she'd also talked to herself and said, I'm not being included in the stuff they're doing. So what the heck? I mean, look, you got only 5 people left in the house. Anything is interesting. So now what we wait to see as I talk to you, because now I've been talking you got 16 minutes out of me this morning. As I talk to you, unless they suddenly quit their card game, and they're playing spades, by the way, because I wasn't sure what card game they were playing, but sure enough, they're playing spades, which I do know how to play from my college days. I was here in Indiana. I grew up playing euchre in my early college days, but down at my second college tour, where I played in a much more I don't say integrated, but a much more racially mixed college where I went. I learned how to play spades, and I played a lot of spades in college too. So they're all fun games. It's just bid. In some ways, it's bid euchre with a lot of cards instead of just 5 cards that you get when you play euchre. You're playing, you're playing with a lot. I don't remember if you just deal out the entire deck or what you get, but you in essence just bid, and spades, if I remember correctly, you're always trump. You don't choose the trump. You just always play spades or trump, and then you bid on how many hands you can take, and yada yada. You play with a partner, so same kind of thing. All right, so that is what's going on. You are up to date. We'll see if Monty and Taylor resume their relationship, as it were. I think it's possible. I just don't think it's going to be discovered. So to me, it's kind of like, okay, whatever. You kids have fun. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I did post a question that's on my timeline somewhere of, is this a betrayal by Taylor of Joseph? Is this a betrayal by Monty of Joseph? What are all the ramifications here? Does this give Alyssa any kind of a bit of a pass for, she was getting dragged for being with Kyle, and she's only with Kyle for his game. Well, is Taylor only doing this with Monty because he's head of household and she's trying to keep her safety? I don't think this is the case, and I don't really care. I'm just throwing out all the different possibilities of things, just to get some debate. And then I just said, should we even be judging them? Someone came back at me and said, part of Alyssa's problem is that even after Kyle was exposed for some of his actions, Alyssa still was with him, and she should have dropped him like a hot rock when that happened. Or, as someone else pointed out, Alyssa did have a boyfriend going in, and she did. She said it even herself. She did have a boyfriend going into the house, so she kind of cheated on the boyfriend in a way, because she didn't have any intentions of cheating on him, or at least kind of dumped the boyfriend for Kyle in the house. So that was one of the reasons she was getting dragged. And then the whole should we even care? Does it matter? Why are we judging them? Just let them be what they want to be, and don't stop being so critical. So that all is going on. And so that tweet is out there with a lot of comments and thoughts. Yeah, it's in it for 5 days left, or for 5 people left. It's not as boring as I thought. Now, other thoughts, I don't know. I haven't figured out how the end game's working yet. Because next week is basically the end game. I mean, the show ends a week from Sunday, and they have. I think the plan is that it seems like the plan is that there's going to be a second eviction on Wednesday night, and we think they're going to shut down the feeds and record it on Tuesday, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to work that way or not, so I haven't figured it out. So next week's going to be a bit of a confusion. I'll talk about it more next week. It is Wednesday, remember, so there will be a show tonight where we will see Brittany win the power veto and the fallout from that. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Thank you to all my listeners. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my patrons. Thank you to the person that shouted out and said they were possibly becoming a patron. That would be nice. That would be cool. I would love to give you a shout out, or anyone else that would like to be a patron. I haven't talked about it lately. Look, there's basically, this is it. This is the last month of Big Brother. So if you want to become a patron, and just even for 1 month, just to say thank you for doing this, you can sign up anytime at patreon.com/bbgossip. The charge is at the end of the month. It is a one-time charge, once per month, not based on content. It's just a monthly charge, and you can always just subscribe and get the one charge, and then unsubscribe if you want. Whatever. That's one way to do it. What people have said, those are other ways. Well, you can always message me. I can get you a PayPal account if you want. If you want to leave me something, if you don't, that's okay too. You can always just listen to the commercials at the end of every podcast, because I do get a little bit of revenue from those ads as well. So it's all good. We're almost there, guys. 11 days, I think, at this point. Is that what the math works out to be? Yeah, it's the 14th, and the show ends on the 25th, so that's 11. You have a wonderful Wednesday. I don't anticipate announcing whatever happens between Monty and Taylor this morning. If something happens when they go to bed or anything, I will not be breaking in at my lunchtime to make another podcast. You'll just have to wait, I guess, until tomorrow to find out if something happened, right? All right. Everybody be well. Thanks again, and we will talk to you on Thursday. Bye-bye.